When you're going to college, you'll be faced with a lot of new opportunities and responsibilities, especially concerning your budget. You will be responsible for paying your rent on time if you're renting an apartment, paying for your transportation, paying for utilities, your school books, and also you want to keep money left over for social activities and recreation. So in order to do this and manage all of your money issues, it's important to create a budget plan, and creating a chart is one really good way to do that. We need to look at not just a short period of time, like how much money I've spent today, for example, but you need to look at long term, like for a year, how much money you're planning on spending. And that's really going to help you make your college life, it'll help you get the best that you can out of it.
Student loans bridge the gap between what you and your parents have saved for your education, the scholarships you receive, and the part-time work you expect to acquire to complete the puzzle. While student loans can help you pay for an education, many former students are learning the hard way that it would have been a good idea to base their student loan on the amount they will be able to afford in monthly payments after graduation. Here are a few tips that you should keep in mind. How to pay for college is as complicated and as important a decision as which college to choose, what to major in, and whether to live on or off campus. Only borrow what you can afford to pay back after graduation based on income estimates in your career field. Filling out a FAFSA form is crucial to securing student aid. Exhaust federal funding options before applying for private loans. Most private loans have variable interest rates, and initial rates vary based on yours or your co-signer's credit rating. The standard federal loan repayment program lasts 10 years. Public service employees and others with low incomes have additional options for repayment based on annual income. Federal loan programs offer options for postponing payment during a financial hardship situation. Federal consolidation can extend your loans up to 30 years. Consolidating private loans is the best way to secure a fixed interest rate on your private student loans. Managing your student debt borrowing based on what you can afford to repay is the best way to get an education and avoid financial trouble down the road.
Credit cards can be dangerous because they allow you to spend money you don't have. Unfortunately, any money you can't pay back at the end of the month collects ridiculously high interest, so it becomes very easy to become buried in your debt. More than 23% of college students reported $1,000 or more in credit card debt. If you're the sort of person who can stick to a budget and control your spending, a credit card makes sense because it's convenient and can have fewer fees than debit cards. Look for a low interest rate around 15% that's not going to jump up after 90 days. Also find a card with no annual fees. Make your payments a week early so you don't end up paying fines and interest on late payments. Debit cards are the safer option because they only allow you to spend money you have. Some things to think about are the proximity of ATMs, and there's a minimum or maximum cash withdrawal amount. Also, when using an ATM associated with a bank other than that of your debit card, you will have to pay a fee. And it's a good idea to check up on the protections against theft, loss, and fraud. The big thing is that you absolutely do not want to acquire credit card debt.
When you're thinking about transportation for college, you probably want to leave your car at home, at least for your freshman year, because you want to consider things like high gas prices, parking permits at your school of choice, and also your insurance. You might want to consider some alternative methods of transportation, such as
biking, skateboard or scootering,
walking, or running,
carpooling.
Hey, Catherine, can I have a ride?
Sure, buddy.
You want college to be worth what you're paying, so enter with a plan so you will come out prepared for the career or graduate degree of your choosing. Also, make sure you graduate in 4 years. 34% of students in the U.S. need 5 or 6 years to graduate, and staying in college longer is extremely expensive because not only are you paying more in tuition, but also losing income you would be earning, which alone probably exceeds $100,000 for an extra 3 years. This means an expensive private school can be a better deal than a less expensive state school if you're going to graduate on time. Settle on your major as soon as possible so you aren't wasting time, and until you're sure, focus on your general ed so you're still working towards your degree. If possible, use your AP credits. You paid for the test, so don't waste it. Be on top of things so you get into the classes you need. In addition to graduating on time, utilize the resources of the career office and do internships to get experience in your field. You want to do everything you can to make college a good investment because it's expensive even if you do graduate in 4 years.
Looking for sources of entertainment, you may want to utilize opportunities that a school has. So if you go and you look talk to your school's counselors, you may find that there's discounts for decreased travel fares. You can get discounts on memberships to museums or like amusement parks. The school will have entertainment opportunities such as school-funded movies or concerts. And then also, it's important to utilize your meal plan. Like, you also need to recognize how much food you eat. In that, when choosing a meal plan, one needs to recognize that they might be eating 3 meals a day. As if you have morning classes, you may not have time to stop in the cafeteria and sit down for a meal. Instead, you might want to look into a smaller plan. But it's also important to recognize that you can downgrade each semester if you realize you're not utilizing all your meal plans. Rather than going out to restaurants or buying your food every day, one should utilize a meal plan that's normally included in their dorms. So you can go
Buy food.
there. Yum!
When on a college budget, you need to buy smart, and a good way to save is to rent books. Books can often be one of the most expensive costs in college, so renting books or getting ebooks or used books is a great way to save. Also, buying cheaper, such as frequenting a McDonald's and buying off of their value meal when you can't use your meal plan is a great idea too.
I'm pretty hungry right now. I think I'll pick up some Fruit Loops. Poof! I'm the coupon fairy! You don't want Fruit Loops? How about some delicious Fruit Rings, Ralph's brand? It's the same as Fruit Loops, but you save money. That's awesome!
I'm feeling sick. I think I'll pick up some NyQuil.
Poof! Coupon fairy to the rescue! Instead of NyQuil for 20 bucks, how about some Kroger Night Time for only 10? And you get another $1 off if you have a Ralph's Club card.
But I don't have a club card.
You can just get one at the register. It's good to sign up for club cards. Memberships really help you save money.
I'm feeling better already.
For a student on a budget, it might be a good idea to look at coupon offers and membership card offers at some of your favorite places. One of the best parts about college can be your social life, but you also have to keep your budget in mind when deciding what activities to participate in or not. Some things you need to think about are fees for being in Greek life, entertainment, fine dining, and sporting events at your school. And it's also probably a good idea to go to more school-sponsored activities rather than the big-ticket items like concerts.
Katherine, Maroon 5 is in town and tickets are only $250.
Oh my gosh!
We should go.
It's too much money, Hannah. I don't think that fits within my budget.
But it's Maroon 5. We have to go.
I'd love to go, but I think I have to stay within my budget.
Well, I have to go.
Hannah, did you hear about the new business conference? There's all these great opportunities for internships, and Maroon 5 partnered with other businesses, and they're doing a meet and greet.
No way. I totally want to go.
Tickets are only $30.
$30? I don't have any money.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I learned in high school not to lend money to people. Bye.
Many students will be filing for the first time, and it can be difficult to know exactly what to include on your return, particularly if students earn only a small amount of income through a summer or part-time job while in school. If you are required to file, you absolutely must. If you're not required to file because your income was low, you may want to file because you may have had taxes withheld that you can't get back without a tax return. The first step to successfully submit a return is collecting all the required documents and staying organized. For first-time filers unfamiliar with the tax process, here's what experts say are 3 of the biggest mistakes college students make and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, not clearly establishing dependency status. Not being clear on whether or not the student is considered a dependent before either party's file can create complications and possibly result in filing errors. When a child is claimed as dependent by the parents, the student does not get to take personal exemption on their return. Instead, that amount is claimed by your parents as a dependency exemption. Mistake number 2, missing out on education tax benefits. Eligible taxpayers with a modified adjusted gross income of $80,000 or less, or $160,000 or less for married couples filing a joint return can reap the benefits of the American Opportunity Credit of $2,500 per student for 2012, which covers the first 4 years of undergraduate education according to the IRS. Mistake number 3, not filing dual state taxes. Students with a part-time job while at school in a different state in addition to a job in their home state are responsible for filing taxes separately in both states. It's essential for students to research and thoroughly understand the tax rules in both states, as state rules can vary drastically. Spend time, not money, for financial aid information. There are many scams out there charging for scholarship information that is available for free on the internet. Avoid companies that claim they will do all the work for you, or those that guarantee scholarship money, or those who claim to have exclusive information. Also, check with your parents to see if their employers offer scholarships to employee children, and check with your counselor to learn about local scholarships. Look everywhere for scholarships, large or small. Start your search early. Finding and applying for scholarships takes time. Apply to large scholarships, but don't discount the smaller ones. Great resources for finding scholarships include fastlook.com, your school counselor, your parents' employers, and local philanthropic organizations and banks. Many universities offer their own scholarships.
Oh no, I've been robbed! Who? I'm the renter's insurance fairy. I have renter's insurance. The landlord of your apartment probably has insurance, but it only covers the building where you live, not your belongings or your liability for accidents. If your possessions are stolen during a break-in or damaged by a fire or severe weather, a renter's insurance policy will allow you to recover their value. If someone is injured during an accident in your home, renter's insurance will help protect you in case a liability lawsuit.
Renter's insurance covers damages due to fire or lightning, windstorm or hail, freezing plumbing systems, or theft, but it does not cover bodily injury or property damage that is expected or intended by the insured, business pursuits, or professional services that are not provided, ownership, operation, use, or maintenance of an aircraft, motor vehicles, or certain watercraft.
I'm a college student looking for a lease on an apartment. Can you help me?
So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to complete a housing contract. This document determines what locations you're eligible for residency at. If space is available, you're going to be notified through a lease acceptance page. This is probably going to be mailed to you or emailed to you. So for this, you're going to have to respond pretty fast, as often there's a 7-day expiration limit, and if you don't respond, the lease will no longer be open to you. To do this, you will have to read and agree to the terms and agreements of the lease, and then pay the first month's rent and a security deposit with a credit card. Depending on the school from then on out, you may be bound to send payments either monthly, quarterly, semesterally, or trimesterally.